All right, so this next lesson is going to be finding the area of, or subtracting areas. So basically the whole synopsis of this is finding the area of the shaded region. So as you can see for this first example, this is the simplest it's going to get. But basically, right, the shaded region is this pink area that we have in here. So we're going to have to use some of our knowledge. So the area of a rectangle, so rectangle area is just your base times your height, okay? And then your square, which is what we have over here, is just your side squared, okay? So we're going to use these two formulas, and I'm going to kind of refer back to these throughout the lesson, so just kind of keep those in mind. Those should be some that should come to you immediately. If not, I would definitely go back and review all of your area formulas. Okay, but we're going to first start with finding the area of the rectangle. So area of the rectangle would be my base times my height, or length times my width. So 14 times 8, which is 112. And then the area of my square is just my side squared, so 3 squared, which is 9. So if I wanted to find the area of my shaded region, I would take the area of the rectangle and subtract it from the area of the square to find what's inside. So we're basically just picking out this little piece, kind of if we had like scissors and we just cut out this square right here, we would actually know what's left over. So let's do 112 minus 9, which would give me 103. Okay, so that's kind of what we're doing with subtracting area. All right, so let's go down to this next one. So this time we're dealing with two rectangles. Okay, so here we have the bigger rectangle, which is 20 by 12. So I'm just going to do 20 times 12, which is 240. And then I'm going to take the area of my smaller rectangle, which is just 16 times 9, and that is 144. And so I'm going to subtract the bigger from the smaller, so 240 times, or not times, minus 144, and that'll give me 96. Okay, and if they give you units, you definitely want to put units. I'm not giving any units here, so I'm just going to be sticking with these numbers. Another thing to remember is if for some reason you got this 144 and 240 switched, you should not have a negative area, okay? That just doesn't make sense. You can't be negative somewhere. So that would be a good way to check yourself. If this becomes like a negative 96, then you probably did something wrong. So make sure you do your bigger area by minus your smaller. Okay, so let's look at this one. This time we're given a circle and a square, okay, and we're not really given any of our lengths, so we actually have to go back to our last lesson to figure that out. But let's find the area of our circle first. So area of a circle, and that is pi r squared, so radius squared, pi 8 squared, okay, and so that would give me 296.96, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna have to leave myself a little bit of room on this side. Okay, and so then the other thing we've learned is that we aren't given our apothem or our side length, but if we're given this 8, we can actually use the same idea where we can use this central angle to figure out what this side is, okay, using trig. So because this forms a right angle right here, okay, so my rule to find the central angle, and if you're looking at this and you have no idea what I'm talking about, that might mean because you're watching this video too soon. So I'd go back to my last video on area of polygons and then come back to this one because you're going to be totally lost if not. So, all right, so little disclaimer there. So here we go. So here's how we calculate our central angle. We take 360, and then we take however many sides we have, and then we're going to multiply that by 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So it's 2 times 4, 360, divided by 4, or divided by 8, sorry. Let's see. It's 45. Okay, so we know this angle right here is 45. So I'm trying to find this side right here, because then if I find this side, we know my apothem cuts this side in half. So I can just double it to find the whole length here. Okay, so what I can do is, I know this is opposite of my angle, and I know since this is across from my right angle, this is my hypotenuse. So I'm going to go back to my SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. And I know, okay, I'm trying to find my opposite, and I need to use my hypotenuse. So opposite of hypotenuse would be sine. So I'm going to go over here to sine. I'm going to do sine of 45 equals my opposite over my hypotenuse, which is 8. And again, we're trying to find our opposite. So then I'm going to multiply both sides by 8. Okay, and then 8 times sine of 45 is, let's see. And again, make sure your calculator is in degrees. If it's not in degrees, then you're going to get some weird answer. Or answer that's incorrect. So you should get, if your calculator is in degrees, you should get 5.66. Or it was 656. So I just rounded this second decimal up to 6. Okay, so that opposite length is 5.66. So I'm going to double, if this is 5.66, I can find this whole length by doubling it. So the length, or my side would equal 5.66 times 2. Okay, and when I double that, I should get, let's see, 11.32. Okay. All right, then I can use my area of my polygon right, which would just be like using my apothem times my perimeter. But if we know this is a square, we know that all these sides are equal, so I can just take 11.32 and square it, and that should give you the area of my square. So 11.32, let's see. And if you find a better way to do this, like maybe there's a quicker way, and you still get the same answer or close to the same answer, I'm cool with using that way, but we should get 128.14, okay, for the area of the square. So we have our area of our circle, we have the area of our square, and so I'm kind of running out of room, but what we do, I'm going to kind of write it over here, is I would do area of my circle, which is, because that's the bigger one, is 200.96, and I'm going to subtract it, okay, subtract it from 128.14, okay, and I should get, oops, I subtracted wrong, 128 point, okay, you're probably faster than me, but that should be 72.82, okay, and again, they didn't give me any units, but that would be my answer there, okay, so I took a lot of steps, but those are the steps that we're going to have to take. And also, if for some reason you did this and let's say you didn't round the same as I did or something, your number may be a little off here. If it's 72.7, 72.6, I would still take your answer, and it'll be multiple choice, so you should be able to see, oh, okay, that's my answer, okay. All right, so let's go on to this one right here. Same thing, we got to find the area of this polygon. So we're given the side length, okay, this is a regular polygon. So what I need to do is I need to find my perimeter. The area of my polygon is my apothem, one half my apothem times my perimeter. So let's find our perimeter. My perimeter would be 6 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 6. So that'll be 36. Then same thing, I want to find my apothem, okay, which is, they kind of drew it out for us right here. Okay, I want to find my apothem, but in order to do that, I want to take half of 6, and I know 3 is going to be the length here. And then I need to be able to find this central angle. So my central angle should be 360 divided by 2 times however many sides, which we already said we have 6 sides. Okay, so 360 divided by 12 should be 30. And then what we'll do is we're going to use we have our opposite, we're trying to find our adjacent, which is our apothem. So my adjacent would equal, oh, hold on, I'm not saying this up right. Sorry, we're using opposite over adjacent, so we're going to use tangent. So the tangent of 30 will equal 3, right? My opposite, which is 3, right? Half of 6 is 3, over my adjacent. Okay, then I'd have to multiply A, and then after I multiply by A, I divide by the tangent of 30. Okay, and when I divide by the tangent of 30, my apothem should equal 5.20. Okay, so the area of my outside polygon would be 1/2 my apothem, which is 5.20, times 36, which is my perimeter. Okay, and when I get that, when I put all that together, it should be 93.6, right? Okay, so we're gonna actually use our apothem to find the area of this triangle, okay? So the area of the triangle, so I'm gonna kind of like section this off right here, so that we know we're doing the area of my triangle, okay? Over here. So my apothem we already found was 5.2. Okay, so this right here is 5.2. So I can find the height of my triangle because the area of a triangle would be 1/2 my base times my height. So I can actually find my height by doubling my apothem. Okay, so I can double my apothem, and that would give me 1/2 my base times my height. 5.2 times 2 will give me 10.4. So 10.4 is my whole height right here. So let's see if I can. My whole height is 10.4. Okay, and then my base, we already know, is 6. Okay, because that was given to us. If this is 3, this whole thing is going to be 6. So the area of my triangle is going to be 1/2 my base, which is 6, times my height, which is 10.4. Okay, and when I put all of that together, I should get 31.2. Okay, so put that in your calculator so you get the same thing. All right, and finally, the area of my shaded region is going to be that 93.6 minus the 31.2 that we got, which is 62.4. Okay, so that was a lot of work for just 2 problems right here. So if you need to pause it, if there's something you want to go back and copy it down, and then if there's something that you are not like sure about, go back, pause it, go back and rewind it, and make sure you're understanding as we're going through. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple more examples. Not sure where my paper went. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to just do one more example here. Okay, this is another easier example. So let's say we're trying to find the shaded region again. We're going to do our rectangle minus, all right, you can't see that, area of rectangle minus the area of our triangle will equal our shaded region. So again, let's find our rectangle first, our bigger side. So the rectangle again is just base times our height. which is equal to 60. And then, so this is rectangle. And then our triangle is, we learned it from the last one, 1/2 my base times my height. Okay, so 1/2 my base, which we know here is 12, okay, because it's a rectangle, so the size is going to be 12, and then my height, which would be 5, and so that's 30. So to find the area of my shaded region, I'm just going to do 60 minus 30, and so that's going to be 30 feet squared. So make sure you include the units when you're doing these, okay? So that's basically it. That's all we're going to have time for this time around. If you, again, need to pause it, rewind this, feel free to. If you have any questions, email me. But that's about it. So God bless. See y'all soon.